Hey, good morning, family. I hope you are doing amazing today. Listen, I just want to encourage you to let you know that this is the day that the Lord has made, and I want you to rejoice and be glad in it. I also want to tell you that it's okay to talk. I don't know who needs to hear this, but many probably do. It's okay to talk. You don't have to walk around bound up. You don't have to walk around concealing everything all the time. You don't have to walk around in shame. I was reading in Proverbs the other day. I believe it's Proverbs 28:13, and it says that whosoever conceals his transgression, right, and does not confess will not prosper. But if you confess your sin and turn away from it, then you'll find mercy and compassion. And that's what happened, y'all. That's what happened to me. Many, many years I walked around and I suffered in silence. And that is not the plight. That is not the path that God wants you to take. I was so bound up, y'all. I'm telling you, I walked around with insecurity, which is connected to pride, right? Because I did not want to be free. I felt comfortable. And if we're not careful, insecurity, pride, shame, embarrassment, self hate, all of those things can become a comfort zone for us. Why? Because we're not talking about it and it hurts too much to release it. It hurts too much to have to go back and dig stuff up. So it's better to bury than to release. And God is like, I don't want that for you. I wasn't prospering, y'all. I was concealing things. I was concealing hurt. I was concealing shame. I mean, the real truth. Okay. I was concealing embarrassment. I was concealing all of that. I wasn't really talking about it. Matter of fact, I wasn't talking about it. I wasn't even going to God about it. I was hiding it and I wore a mask for many, many years. And we have masks that we actually have to wear today because of this thing that's going on. But what does it do? It hides. If you have any type of you know, flaw on your face or whatever, around your mouth or cheeks or whatever, when you wear a mask, it hides it. But what happens when you take that mask off? It's exposed, right? Well, that's what God wants to do. He wants to expose those things that are bondage things in your life. He wants to expose it so he can get rid of it. But the devil will say, no, hide it. It's comfortable. What are people going to say? And then you turn into people pleasing. Look, you're going to be found out. All of these things, right? But we don't even realize to the magnitude that those are chains being formed, chains of bondage. And if the devil can create chains, then you're stuck. Try to put a chain on your wrist or try to put chains on your feet and try to walk. Like, it's going to be hard, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to keep you bound. But God said, I came that you may have life and have it more abundantly. Whom the Son sets free is free indeed. And God wants to free you. God wants to free you from everything that you have obtained, whether it was because of your consequences, from the decisions that you made, or whether it's just a bad hand that you were born into. But God wants to get rid of those things. He wants to make you free. He wants to get rid of all of that darkness so he can shed his light, uproot all that stuff. And then he wants to fill it with what he wants to fill it with, which is rock solid. So I say this to say, walk in freedom. And that's why I wrote my book, Beauty for Ashes. There's so much freedom in that. God wants to give you beauty for those ashy things in your life, those ashy situations. I don't know what you got going on, but if it's anything less than what God would have for you, if it's anything less than that, if it's anything keeping you separated from God and keeping you from receiving his best, then it's ashy. It's ashy. And God wants to give you beauty for it. My book, you can pick it up on Amazon.com. You can get it from BarnesandNoble.com. You can get it from Books a Million online. Google it. You can find it. Keyshandra Smith, Beauty for Ashes. That's my book. There's so much freedom in it. And God wants you to be free. And I do too. Have a blessed day, y'all.